The YouTube elite or the YouTube middle class is collapsing and has been collapsing for almost a decade now. Like, it's something that has been ongoing. So that means many YouTubers with this play button, many YouTubers with, like, other play buttons, even the golden ones, they have been struggling, and it's been going on for a long time. So in this way, I'm gonna just simply point out why they are struggling, and also, more importantly, how they can avoid struggling. But more so for you guys that are just starting with YouTube, the new YouTubers or the smaller YouTubers, to simply learn from this and see what to do in your own YouTube business in order not to be part of this future elite that will also be suffering under the same circumstances. This video is something that I'm just gonna talk from my heart because I have been through this. I have suffered through this, and it's one of the reasons why I even like took a break off of my channel. This one. Let me just show you guys the channel. I took a break off of this channel for so many years. Like, this is one of my main channels, and I simply took a break for so many years. Although I was like racking in like millions of views in a month, yet the pressure was crazy because guess what, guys? My biggest mistake was simply to just think that I had to live off of YouTube views only. Pretty much performing like a street performer in a sense, or simply get myself used to, like, making money just off of YouTube AdSense, which means when the videos perform well and they go viral, I make some money, I'm happy. When the videos don't perform well, they don't go viral, I'm just very sad, devastated. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to make the next video go viral. I just need to make sure that the next videos go viral. Like, that was what I was almost like, pressuring myself with every single time. And my happiness was almost like tied to, does the video perform crazy or not? So that was like a very, let's say, not depressing way, but just a very stressful way of living. So first of all, you have the stress of, like, working very hard to make it on YouTube. Now you've kind of made it in the sense of that you are making the views, you have the subscribers count that look amazing, whatnot, to the outside world. But now you are still struggling because you have to depend on every video performing crazy. And also, there are times where YouTube income just dips like crazy. Like, you have this YouTube money, end of the year, Q4, you would say, months like September, October, November, December, that just look great because people are spending, the ads companies are just simply pouring money into YouTube, so you are getting more for your CPM, or your RPM just goes up. Now you have then the months of like January, February, March, that just look like a nightmare. Like, just imagine your income just like going pew, just like a crypto, like a pump dump coin, pew. And now you have to, like, still pay your bills and whatnot. So when you just live off of AdSense as a bigger creator, that is the life that awaits you. And that is the stress that a lot of big YouTubers go through. And especially those that live from entertaining, just like, talking, or just like whatever they do, but they don't have a business. Just like talk, entertain, they live off of what they produce. That's it. So if you don't actually make it to be in the top of the top, because when you get to break it and become one of the best entertainers, then that is different. But you are talking of like being one, like you're almost like such as a 1%, not even a 1%, a 0.1%, because those that actually break it to be that big, like the KSIs and all the others, they get to actually like live off of it, like for real. But even they still are entrepreneurs. They have businesses, they invest, they have different brand partnerships and ambassadorships that are so crazy that it almost feels like they already like have multiple businesses, which they do in a sense. So even they don't play the game that way. They play the game like business people, like entrepreneurs. And that is actually what made the biggest shift for me, because when I simply tried to stop making YouTube for many years, from like 3 4 years, I just kind of stopped. And that's why most of the cash you see right now on this screen was made like between 1.5 years, 2 years time, without even counting in the sponsorships. But when I just went and just started like working and helping companies, consult them and have them, help them grow on YouTube and on other platforms, because I just understand how to grow. Like, that's what I do. I understand how and what makes a channel grow. It doesn't care. I don't know. Really, it doesn't even matter to me like what niche. Housing, let's say, cars, makeup. I don't. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, I just get down to like, hey, this is your niche. Okay, this is what you gotta do. This is how you gotta plan your content. This is how the thumbnail is gonna look like, and boom, stay consistent. And intro like this, body like this, outro like this, and then you go. And it just works. To me, it's just like, it's easy to get the views in a sense, but do something out of the views. Because now that I'm back and I still have like my main channel, like right now, being on a, let's say, relaunch mode, I have changed many things. I've changed many things in a way that it's now a business for real. I spent the last years also like, building my company for real, like not just thinking of YouTube as like, oh, AdSense business, but now of like, I have a business. Now I have my clothing brand, I have, this cap, this quarter zips, I have my own sneaker brand, everything all together, and it's a business. Now the YouTube and all the other social media platforms that I have pretty much are fueling leads. Just simply, I just get the leads from these platforms, because I also know how much it costs to get a lead or a client via paid ads, be it with Facebook, be it with TikTok Shop, be it or with TikTok ads, be it with YouTube, or Google. I know how much it costs, and I understand. Oh, my knowledge of how to create content can actually help my business save cost on ads, and actually instead, help me get more viewers and even more loyal viewers, because when they are attached to my face, they know me, they trust me, they can actually purchase a lot better and faster. So I now have a business. I don't really have to rely anymore that deep on performing and having crazy millions of views on YouTube. And I still will do my best to make sure that the views perform well long term, but it takes off a lot of pressure. It takes off a lot of pressure. And not only that, that's how you should build a real business. Also, whatever the videos will make, I will still get the AdSense, but it's gonna be like a tip. It's gonna be like, a little bonus, it's gonna be like a little bonus. So that really is a mindset shift that I think the earlier you understand, the better. Like, I'm just happy that, sometimes I ask myself, why didn't I understood this like a lot earlier? Because when I started, I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 with YouTube. So I was like, damn, why did it took me so long to get this? Sorry, it was in 2016 or 15. So it's been like, yeah, over 10 years now since I started with YouTube. I was like, why did it took me so long to understand this game? But I'm like, thankfully, it didn't took me longer to understand this recipe for success, like literally, because hey, we get older, we need to have systems in our lives. We need to have systems. All these things like, the play button, it's nice to have, literally, it's nice to have. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But in a sense, it's also like a vanity metric, like when you see the real business guys that have like 5,000 subs or 2,000 subs, they average like maybe like 400 views, 300 views, 100 views, and they still like get like millions in revenue in a year. Then you understand, if I actually have a nice audience that actually is the right audience for my business, for my product, or whatever I have that I can sell, I don't really have to go viral. And that is a big that's a big change. That's a big change. And also, when you are building a business, guys, it doesn't really matter if you actually can live of it like from the next 6 months or 1 month, or it doesn't matter if you like, it doesn't really matter that much to just make a living of it like as soon as possible. You can have like even multiple, like let's say 1-2 years of just hustling, struggling, and not really getting a lot of income from your business, but then the third year, where you actually like, connect the dots together, where you actually like, figure out, this is how I should get the leads, this is how I should like, put them in my funnel, this is how I should close them and whatnot, depending on whatever you're selling, or this is how I should, get the leads and get them to buy or help my leads in a way that they are just happy to pay you for whatever you can do. Once you like build that bridge, oh my god, it could be in the 4th year or something, or in the 5th year, but that year that you succeed will pay back for all the years you invested. So that's the greatest thing about a business, because the business is more like, you building a bridge, trying to cross over from one side of the bridge to the other side of the bridge, and you just keep trying, and it may look like you are not progressing, but the time you actually like succeed to connect the bridge, like, and actually cross over, it just changes your entire life. And that is what a business can do. Like, a business to me is really more like, the rewards compound in ways that the brain can really understand. It almost feels like overnight success, and that is what I think most YouTubers never really thought about that deep, and relying on just like views, and relying on just like partnerships with brands and other stuff, is like relying on things that you would get anyway. Like, don't you see the big business or the business channels that originally like have a business themselves also promote products, or also like do brand partnerships? They still get the brand partnerships, they still promote, they still get the YouTube ads money, they still get it. So it's something that already belongs to you. So that's the least you will ever get, is the AdSense and the brand partnerships. Now, creating and working on that little business, that is where you actually get to build something for real. And that does the difference. That makes a difference. That's how you get to survive the January, the February, the hard months. That's how you get to like take away your dependency from the platform. That's where you get to like even have your own email list, your own community outside of the platforms, because all the platforms don't belong to you. Like, your channel could be banned, deleted. Like, I have been a victim of this, of what, how do you call it, of YouTube phishing, where somebody comes in and manages to like to steal your YouTube away from you. Like, you can actually lose your channel like that. It can be stolen like that. So I had one of my channels which was simply like like this, gone. And thankfully, I was lucky enough to be in direct contact with YouTube employees, and they helped me out. But you don't want to live a life where your business, your entire livelihood almost, is that vulnerable, So you need to have that, email list. You need to have that business on the side. As a priority. Very important. And have YouTube as your marketing engine. That makes a difference. And of course, you have to do some deep thinking to make sure that you actually find something that actually matches your business. Don't just like take anything like, oh my god, I must have a business to my YouTube, so let me just go and do something. No, take your time, process, think, be strategic. become strategic. It should make sense. It should match. It should fit. It should fit. That's so important, that your business and your audience, that it just, let's say, take for instance, who can I take? I'm gonna take myself as an example. All right, okay, my other channel is like entertainment, and with entertaining, you can go viral. When you actually, like, nail it down, you can have a lot more views than most channels in general, because it's a fun channel. It's just having fun and good vibes and all that. But having a clothing brand, having a sneaker brand, my audience, they want to look fly. They want to look stylish. They all buy clothes. So yeah, I show them my clothes, show them my shoes, or I just have my link there somewhere. They're gonna click anyways on the links out of curiosity, and a couple of them will buy. That's it. Simple as that. The channel targets a wide range of people, right, with entertainment within a sports niche like soccer or football. Have a streetwear brand or a fashion brand. They all wear clothes. They all like to look fly. Hey, perfect fit. Bam. You talk about you are a lawyer. Something. You talk about law or what rights or whatever. You just have, like, your own consulting business where you can consult clients. Online as well as offline, and your videos becomes more like a lead magnet to your business. It just makes sense, right? And that's how you should do it. That's how you should do it. And with that being said, guys, I have a WhatsApp group to help you guys stay consistent, because consistency is actually what breaks most YouTubers. Like, even before you get to, like, the business issues of things, well, most people that actually try YouTube don't even make it. So even, like, become known, or even, like, get views or popular in a sense, or even, like, get an audience. Why? Because they don't stick to the plan. They aren't consistent. Like, they make a plan, they start filming the first 2-3 videos, 10 videos maybe, then they stop. So that's why I made that group, so you can stay consistent. That's just about it. It's a WhatsApp group. I don't even ask your email or whatever. It's just a WhatsApp group where you can just stay consistent, and that's it. With that being said, guys, have a nice day, and let me finish off by saying this. All right. So all those that, oh my God, my camera just went off in a sense. Okay, that's it. Anyways, still, that's why I like having this podcast setting, because sometimes when things like this happen, I know I can just still upload the video, because hey, the message is not you watching me or seeing me. The message just been transmitted by you just listening to what I'm saying, and that's about it. Anyways, to those that never give up, sky's the limit.